God created the island of Bougainville, and He gave His breath to breathe and to keep life, the vegetation, the environment, the forest, as a custodian. Bougainville man, he was a holy man spiritually, and he aligned himself with the Creator. Law was written in the tablets of his heart and his conscience.
This sniper's rifle, .22. You can shoot a bit that distance. Even the enemy is too, you can target him down. Now they make this weapon as an issue. Every people, United Nations and some other organization, they always talk about weapon disposal. Papua New Guinea too, the mother country, they always talk about weapon disposal, weapon disposal. Myself, I'm sick and tired of listening to the weapon disposal. This weapon is not an issue. This weapon is what the invading force, Papua New Guinea, and before the colonial power too, they come with to take over our land. When we want to talk about people's rights, they said we're going to talk it about the barrel of the gun. So that's where we are standing, barrel of the gun. If you want to talk it with the barrel of the gun, we are still holding our weapon. This is not an issue, I want to make it clear. This is our bargaining power for our self-determination, and which is freedom, independence, what they call it. We have lost more than 20,000 of the lives here, and that's enough bloodshed already. I lost my mother, father, and my big brother is a ground force commander for Bougainville Revolutionary Army. Final countdown, he said his brother up there, the mine bomb killed him. This land is full of all the minerals that you can name under the sun. All of them are here. We got a history before Christ that this is the Holy Land where King Solomon have taken his treasures. This one, Ophir. This is the original name for this land. But Captain Bougainville came and put his name on top of this name. We have fed this land with blood, and we don't know what more we need to tell the world, or the world needs to know that this land has been redeemed.
You are the spirit of truth, yes. Holy Spirit, you are the peace builder, yes. You are the peace promoter, yes. You are the peace maker, Holy Spirit. You are the Holy Spirit, Holy Spirit, I pray tonight.
The people think this land will never be restored to its natural state. That's why my people are demanding.
Dr. Bougainville, they diagnosed copper and gold, Shifu, skillful as gynecologist, operating pregnant woman. They extracted her baby. The birth of world-class mind,
Rolly, Carol and their daughter Carolyn are making their first trip to Papua New Guinea to work for Bougainville Copper Limited. Rolly is a maintenance foreman with over 10 years' experience on various mining sites in Australia. Bruce, who's single, is a diesel fitter and will be working in the pit maintenance workshop. The first glimpse of Bougainville Island. The construction of the road from Arawa to Panguna was a major engineering feat because of the steep and unstable terrain. The road winds and climbs its way from Arawa to Panguna up some 1,000 meters high into the Crown Prince Range. Bougainville is 190 kilometers long with an average width of 60 kilometers. Most of the island is divided by the Crown Prince Range, which contributes to the high and regular rainfall throughout the year.
Current crisis, revolution. What does it say? What does it mean? Revolution, total change in one's mental, spiritual, physical, social, economic, and political direction towards a new directive vision. That's why the crisis in Bougainville. It's a new way forward for a new change. Natural event as a result of man's interference with natural laws.
What has the government said to you people about taking your land?
He said he's going to take land without permission from us.
Without your permission?
Oh, yes.
How do you feel about this?
Well, it's not right for us.
What are you going to do about it?
We are going to hold our lands, not to give administration.
You will not give it?
No.
To the administration?
No.
Well, now, what can you do if the administration sends police to take it from you?
It's better for us to government not to kill us, to take our lands.
The government will have to kill you to take your land?
Yes.
I think they're naturally suspicious of the European because they don't understand his way of life. They've got no conception of what we're doing here, and it's the problem of the unknown that worries them.
I believe that the administration is going about this the wrong way, and I can't see any justice in what it is doing. If taking away all their land that they get their subsistence and their economy from is not dispossessing them, I'd like to know what it is. There is going to be a guerrilla style of warfare here shortly, if the government persists in its arrogant attitude and its demands on the people.
Do you have any evidence that some of the tribes are training themselves for this sort of thing?
Man of problem, the foreigner. The problem was created in his own land. When he came into Bougainville, his problems became the problems of Bougainville men.
approved 1,000 million tonnes of it. And you say, Frank, that the money in the markets are right?
Yes, the Japanese, the Germans and the Spaniards are keen to take the product and they're ready to sign firm contracts.
Total construction cost looks like being $350 million, and we can finance this on the basis of 1/3 equity and 2/3 loan. We've already reached agreement with the Bank of America and the Commonwealth Trading Bank for the raising of $220 million Australian through the euro-dollar market. Gentlemen, it looks as though we're in business.
Regard your initial visit as a fact-finding mission, which would give you the opportunity to inform yourself on the extent to which you or your colleagues or students are able to assist us in the formation of our policies on Bougainville and in the territories of Papua New Guinea. You will have special regard to the long-term interest of Kanzeng Rio Tinto of Australia in a country with a coloured indigenous population which is about to obtain self-government in some form.
For the past 40 or 50 years preceding World War II, Bougainville natives were in varying stages of becoming wholly subordinated to the incoming Europeans. Their physical actions restricted by superior force of arms, their religious values and many of their social institutions devalued by mission pressure, and their desires for European objects, stimulated by, but largely frustrated by, European commerce. Unless one denies the fundamental humanity of these people, one cannot help but ponder what effects such events must have had upon their views about themselves and about the aliens they deem responsible for their plight.
Thing him online, Musa don't even die on Bougainville crisis. Only no come back, only sting long water, only sting long booze, only sting long salt water inside long mountain. Now people are thinking just like day, don't turn blow you miss so that all can get salvation, all can get life back. That is the flames of revolution, flames that has given us a light.
Tears, broken heart. In darkness we are still waiting for them. We have been waiting for so long. Don't come and tell them you've been by look sad long tears. But we tell them mama lo Bougainville.
Okay, the Papua New Guinea, you want in Australia. Now when they want to go in Europe, when they go in country. You fight for the people that don't hear. All right, now you fight with me, don't hear, don't press for me, that don't care for me, don't why? Why for people that fight brother for people?
Temlomi albeta maning. We've been losing, we've been losing life long and long. First now, still we've been come long buka. Long boda. Now me no been come. So this la time we been got get me enough and we been up on 3 years. Now this play been giving me big play heavy. Where papa belong to play been losing life longing.
Ting long why in Olivier die? Why not this black kind fight even come up? He got the referendum you will come higher than the staff higher Lomita. Please, Lord, this day making good decision for you. Independence is the key. Long handing this the heavy.
John Momus, the President of the Autonomous Region of Bougainville.
Thank you very much. It's a historic moment, a special moment for Bougainville to rise out of the dust of the crisis. In order to promote development and governance and to enable people to participate meaningfully in development, we need money. Bougainville has to catch up with the rest of the world. Hence the importance of reopening the Panguna mine. We don't want to be dependent on hands out from Australia and Papua New Guinea. We are fairly confident that this new proposed mining legislation will meet the expectations of our own landowners, PNG government, and the mining company, Bougainville Copper Limited. It's not political independence that matters. In the final analysis, it is good governance, it is good values, it is education, respect for law.
Amen. Long Papa na beginning name of Holy Spirit. Amen. Ayamana ne jam. Ne na korige na ko meeting ko bokrap mano. Number 1 meeting sipurungo na ne sipur youth. First meeting long time mo ko organize already long independence na referendum.
Isijo, I don't have a hat, but I take my hat off to you. With the little you have, you will come strong in youth, the next generation. God bless you. Thank you, Isijo. Man, breaks my heart. Something me walk him. Me walk him long, love me long Bougainville people. Me been reading Mining Act. We've been reading na misware na mikaray one time. Now out of this, we walk around. Suppose you know how this Mining Act, you know sabe long him. Who sati no sabe? Who sati no sabe? Anta, who sati no sabe? Good plan. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You flower getter. Put him honey go down. Long time long BCL, you know, been that time long also. BCL is sabe now. World them is sabe also. You mean all man Bougainville, you mean long passing all this like big multinational company, mining company. All is sabe, dangerous long come mine long Bougainville. So way forward now, by me on semanin now. Now, gaman blue you me. Last gaman and again, this is like gaman, momis. Gaman blue momis, he walk long strong in reopening of the Pumina mine. So, momis and me kiss him, engage him. Simple lawyer, long writing, this is a mining act. And 500 pages. Online only based on a law firm and we based on London. And this law you meet that you got all the rules, requirements, regulations. Rules. Suppose you know behind him rule by you all seven them. Huh? By you bagara. Must give me a few examples. Part 14, section 332 and clause 2. Suppose officer long mining office. My come asking me money. When him name blow you, when him address blow you. Suppose money no give him name, now you no give him address blow him. Fine blow him, 25,000 kina and 12 months in jail. On suspicion, balik simita all. One more. Part 14, section 344. Time you got minerals, you say you got a goal, you walk long kisim. That's all, you not got license, long kisim goal. Long same plenty walk long walking now, yeah? Penalty belong him, 100,000 kina and 4 years in jail. Say you stop him all bulldozer or you interfere on some operations. Penalty 250,000 kina and 5 years in jail. Me all get tired, powerless. ABG suppose me walk him wrong and me free. You na me no na kisi me go long court. Mining company lawyer karamapi mena.
All people from Panguna na all Persia, all kung arable mining na, small scale mining. Mi play no sa sem ABC ipasim bill or sem baikat amikat one mi mining na ka. How ba im stop now? Go scramble mi bla, gold blow mi bla. Na bro kung kisim don scale blow mi bla.
Are you supposed to name right now? And in Islam law, you are an illegal miner. You must get license. Now no long time, only open house kalabus long tin boots. Only walk him na raplo le wakunay. You customary lano na. You play must go ask him, Momis, government to explain this law.
Government must come talk. Tim is too scared. La iaron too scared. Well, all the country he got scared. God is him put him finish. What for? Me para no sabe. Put him to.
Good pala question lang yan.
Me must talk one thing. Government must be. Me love Karabos. Me Karabos no. Young from me. And you're right.
We never had jails. In the culture, the way we handle conflicts is we still accept the person who has done wrong. We will stand with you and we will negotiate a compensation. And we would have to apologize to the family. We don't throw people in prison.
White Man Bible he brought. Munka's prime land he owned. Now white man prime land he owns, while Munka's Bible he has. Run white man run, while time's still on your side. For who knows, Munkas may trade with white men of tomorrow in exchange for his land, or he may decide to keep the white man Bible after all.
The place now, or the place from me now, only look sick. This one, money lompanguna. Try for mama blon tons of sand and me come down. Tons and tons of sand. And that's why I come on top. Lose him the original Bedblong river. And me come on top now me block him all this place. Lik Hanwaraya. Why should me block him? Now that is how only been formed this big pla lake and me been formed up. Big pla up ground now and me stop inside. Before place I know being also. And me been natural. And me been good for hunting ground blow me. And me been good for fishing rivers blow me. That's my real life. And life true blow me. Where me being God. That's for freedom. Na peace. Question now, Mr. One time, where are my future generation going to go? Culture and tradition. Me be start long time ago. People only respecting culture and tradition. Because in the culture, what is culture? Me can talk in, suppose you know some, me can talk in. Culture is knowledge, not skill. Where there's a papa goat and me been giving a lot to Buna people. Now when it comes down to our tradition, me play using entire environment. Environment long kisimolo leave, cow, rope, DY, or when guy something skin blonde DY or whatever. You can name them. Long celebrating all kind initiations, all kind of ceremonies. Me play being enjoying life. Me play being enjoying life. Which is important? Money or your life? Long me yet, me can talk. Life long me and me important. Without money, I can plant the garden. And I eat and live. And me give me this people money. Me give me back in Colombia. Long the supermarket. Me go inside long bank. Me withdraw money. Now long there I will stop. And try for supermarket from BCL and more pista. So me come out from the bank, me go give him back long BCL. You see? Them suppose me can respect long custom law from me. Yes. I can stand on my 2 feet. But who believe in this? For the sake of the development. Usan by talk. Kalsa blong you and me talk the same. Okay, I must stay away. No God man.
Native self-views. Europeans are great talkers about the importance of self-esteem, or self-confidence, or honest pride. But they tend to overlook the fact that such values may be rated just as highly by dark-skinned people living in squalid shanties and wearing gigos and tattered garments. For example, it is a mistake to spoil the natives, or they respond best to firm treatment. And in adopting this attitude, most Europeans are quite unable or unwilling to realize how contacts with Europeans has tended to transform natives' views of themselves. What would happen, for example, to European self-esteem if they were to be absolutely and irrevocably subordinated to a race of vastly superior Martians? My first prediction is that regardless of CRA's efforts, there will remain some hardcore opposition to its enterprise on the part of several of the individuals directly deprived of their land or forced to resettle elsewhere. I suggest that this be recognized as an insoluble problem, and hence, not even worth trying to solve. This, of course, doesn't rule out further pure gift altruism towards them on CRA's part, even though the recipients would probably continue to regard such as grease. It will at least help CRA to absolve some of its own feeling of guilt. I suggest that such organized opposition may in the long run be a good thing for CRA provided it doesn't go too far. But it should be noted that I specified organized opposition within bounds. Organized opposition without certain restraining limits could become troublesome or even catastrophic to CRA's interest. And I think it should be recognized that the seeds of such opposition already exist.
Umpa toko ta anga toko inanga unge rupuri mato mampa te ngwara ko ta pa kancing ngwara bai.
Kancing ngwara pe onko inanga unanga ina barara. Ora ke ni asni onori ako do ina ronto ngore ko kancing ngwara man ngwara bai ni. Konto naningo konto un penta kakau kabara pe un. Ora ke kabara pe un. Makosi ya ngwaro. Konto ina bara baru pe wa. Fa to ngwa bara ko pongai miri maute ko tamba ko te au. Pangirangu maute ko unte edo te pangirangu. Au pangirangu ngate tawang. O maniku maunte dongani.
Te tiriri e tawa ma ena ntopu wa ma tawa.
You like these bulldozers, do you?
Yes, I like bulldozers best.
And what are you going to do when you grow up?
I don't know. I'm not a grown-up yet.
Two societies face each other at Panguna. Mutual understanding and respect are fundamental to the success of the whole project.
It was the time of cultural invasion. Impressed by materialism, the Bougainville men accept the new peasant as a master and a model.
The village built by the company for Gregory and his people.
The colonizer starts his work on the Bougainville men. Creation of squatter settlements, environmental destruction, overpopulation, families breaking up, rape incidents, unfair distribution of wealth, 0.05%, education to live in town, to be a consumer.
I can think of no single measure that CRA could undertake that would produce such quick and perhaps such uncostly goodwill profits as a large, well-stocked, and easily accessible trade store. It will attract more and more local natives to Panguna and thus possibly help to break down barriers of hostility. It will provide them with things to buy with their money and thus possibly increase their willingness to work for or sell to CRA. The opportunity to choose their own purchases would be a wondrous new experience. To see things close to touch them or heft them, to compare them with other things of similar kind, and to do all this without being hurried in their decisions by a more or less impatient sales clerk.
Don't you think the company is trying to push our people too fast?
Oh, I don't know, Henry.
Our negotiations fell on deaf ears. Michel said, those are not my problems. That's why the crisis. Out of frustration, band of militants led by Francis Shona, the father of the revolution. I was with Francis Shona from day one. They started dynamiting power pylons.
My people want to preserve their land, want to reserve their rights. With this in mind, we are standing for independence because
Mining operations was shut down. Papua New Guinea responded by sending riot squad police and defense for security forces. He gave orders, shoot to kill. Francis Shona formed the Bougainville Revolutionary Army, BRA, and that was the start of the conflict, of the crisis. We stood up and fought to protect our land and man with his culture.
Self-defense, that's the major factor that we are fighting for. Without PNC forces here on Bougainville, we'll never fight anybody.
I'm afraid the evidence of Australian helicopters being used against civilians is overwhelming.
Helicopters, planes, jeeps, training, and also ammunition. This is a fact that Australia is fighting this war on Bougainville.
The helicopters were used in lethal strikes against villages.
When they failed to win the war, a blockade took effect. They knew if we blockade the essential services, the people will suffer. And while they are suffering, they will turn against their heroes, the BRAs. They have lost the war, they have lost the mining in Bougainville, so they have to build new plans.
asking you, in the name of Jesus Christ, and be plan and Savior, Amen. Your name, of the name of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Na mama ta sole mi stop now e mi story. Na mi pla tripla Mary e mi tokolsem. One pla lo you pla. You must go back in lo place lo ol tumpuna even stop lo en lo place lo mi pla. Lo dapera. Mi pla must go back. Mi pla harim ta sol na. Ma lo mi em harim now. E mi tok by mi go try mo kim house on top now. Ino katuara lo ya. Mi pla by walkabout iko painim kumu. Lo garden tu mi pla sabe walkabout long way iko. Walkabout antap lo stone ya. Sampla time. Mi pla sabe quarrel na about lo ol kirana mi sabe tokosem. Man. Ol sampla line ol company ino ben ritim kiran blo all. Ol sabe stop good ya. Mi pla sabe mama si stop. Ol pequenini tu ol sabe. Mi sabe oli arim pinis olsem disla area ya mi pla stablo enem blol tumpuna ya. Blol tumpuna blo mi pla blo bipo yet. By mi pla stablo en. Sabe to kosem saposol company kan by pla olsem manem. Mi sabe to mi stablo hablo mi. Mi stablo hablo mi. Olun nap kam olun nap prausem mi. Mi sat strong yet.
So this is the resettled site. The place looks like a squatter settlement, lifeless village, not their own land.
And me play stop, inshallah big problem. How company even putting me play ya? I mean no short play time. It's a permanent disaster where company working and by me play stop awesome.
Place ya and place lo mi play now by me play stop. Me play no kat half lo mi play losing place na eko. O kita kiround e mi kat papa. Ha? Fight by kirap. Long ya custom lo mi play. All Mary and all mama kiround. Time company all like come up him. No kat this la kind asking.
Leaders bumi all been fight long to fight now all been stopping this la mining. All kita all die finish. But tintim long all inokat one pla upload tintim all is stop was mining by open can. Only die one time this la storm pla tintim was mining by close. Mining by permanent close. Today gaman do you me too emi oko stop was one pla stop antap ta solo trader na invest ako like try mo push him nothing. Planti time oli ka dista kind self-interest longo na all by ko giaman about na by toko sem mining and by open or people lo panguna oli like him but em giaman mi talk mi osem leader long all people mi talk em giaman no can passing one time independent em narapla something panguna mining em narapla something
mi plan mas sanap one time talk one time na looking mo lo big man lo mi plan Bougainville, you must line on this la place. You think behind time blow you lifeline blow you. All line family come on top, you come. Think him this land, you know can through. Give him this la bed right blow you on this la company. I am Tambo.
The future of the Panguna mine, it's become inextricably linked to the referendum issue because Bougainville sees it as the easiest way to have sustainable revenue. Outside commentators, especially from the activist community, who say there's obvious other ways of getting a sustainable economy in Bougainville, have yet to establish the viability of any alternative model, unfortunately.
If it is your wish that development come back here in a different way to the past, if that's your wish, you have to give the people who can make that happen confidence.
The majority of people in the public forums that the Bougainville government's held have wanted the mine to reopen and have wanted Rio Tinto, BCL. They say they want the devil they know rather than a new devil that won't take any responsibility, perhaps.
Paspik namin ko ay kanin daw ayran ko Solomon ayran ko te nari behne ang ka Solomon ayran de China longkunan ite ri kang di ang European tantana matumai ai white man tantana matumai di kang yaru mo ni no pamudi namutan ni te ato nang ka de ya 인지라 모노테 하우에는 저베레 완다베레 중에 되게 아니 저리게 자만이야 뭔가 간지나 부 하운데테 인지라 모노니 아우 마마 콘도 무탄 완다베레 중에 게나 내 아닌 비아모리 자갈람베 배우 마이고 가다이라가 내 로투바라 바치고 내나가 담바 깡가베레 신고 가라 하운데 버닝가 는 가는 아 베레만 내나가 문제가 마시가라 니고라니 안 담메레 둥게게 에게 와운데 야우 타부게 오라니 안 담무이 메라이나 메나가 우게 오라니 안 담무이 올라오나 가야 부제부게 나게 카카라 나 뱅겐덴바 오람 무시아가 마시가라 ni berai along ông người ngolarian tamen ngolarian tamen ta chiong tamang moni bakia ko la chiong tan bakia ru mo enambe ko ne nang ha bereman ni te la chiong tama bera basimara ma ora ka nana mang bera moni auto pangale de nani enam pudia to pakubudia to moni ke te kaumani era lepeto de ke kaumani Puanta berema, deka ni mata wa patah ada sing. Kanji ko, bakia pamere ring, hari ke itu pamere ring. Awono mama bero anta mere ring, mau te au mutan anta mere ring. Au ningkau loi tapara, au mama ningko aku ngotoin tapara. Te ye rake mau pina mi ye ma, ulari anta meu, tak mai ko emu tola pepe em ngangkat tora bebe da apa man da ning te ngomeu te to la ni tabu ke le peto poma ora dian tamei te nanangan tabe ni nabu pau ko emu te da naburan ji to ko nani man tampa majiga naburan ji to ko ore man da te mai ko ning pina auto
We are still in the colonial era. The design of the system is the application of the seed of dependency planted in the time of colonization. Borrow for money, borrow for service, becomes a slave to the master.
With all their local councils and their own House of Assembly representatives, I think it is probably safe to say that Bougainville natives still regard government as a separate European establishment. And so, it in fact is.
Our obligation is to build the standard of living up of the whole of the territory. And if we're going to build the standard up just on coconuts, coffee, cocoa, I'm afraid their future isn't very bright.
Implementation. In my judgment, it would be to CRA's long-term advantage if the natives could be led to believe that the administration is not too closely identified with CRA in all respects. Some natives are bound to remain or become anti-CRA for a long time to come. If they are given the impression that CRA and administration are closely united, then they are quite likely to broaden their hostility and become generally anti-European, with some potentially very dangerous consequences. When evidence becomes visible that CRA taxes are being spent by the administration in, say, improving natives' roads, the long-term advantages to CRA would perhaps be greater than if CRA built the road itself. Also, such an eventuality would serve far better than any amount of publicity to educate natives in the economics of politics.
I don't know, suppose all the lawyers only been come na talk one time Yupla. Kisim views bla Yupla lo people. Me no sabe long draft him this plan. Everywhere me go only talk all some that's all me plan no sabe. No got one plan lawyer come long me plan. Na mumi so work put him out story all same only consult him 98% of the people long Bougainville, long this la mining law. Any problem, Pinis? I mean, long here, you guys have not sorted out anything, have you? You play landowners. You still have your differences. Now you play a Lomekami, you're broken into 3 factions. So we already have a fight on our hand.
This plan offense, in stablo forums. But through law is that that's all ground and it's a customary land. People are the church. And tintim long people and me, that's a last resort. Was em lo panguna mine. Now long lo pens lo me yet me looking more sem emi bipla penalty. Em lo discourage yumi. Lo yumi yaken many mining but yumi lining penis lo panguna mine.
Mekamui better have something ready to say to mommies. Because this is an insult. It's for Toktokia. Today, we are now hearing loud and clear that we don't own the land, full stop. The government has blatantly lied to us and robbed us, and so I'm stealing it.
Inside for me, Christ, because me play fight for this la ownership. This la time long, Gani fire was over. So now, this like me. How by or concurrent Bougainville. No immigrant or kind fiction stuff inside no Bougainville. But we must do the bigger picture here. Also, we must try to unify you yet. So that we must fight one another evil team here.
Last year and this year, me play some problem play long chin put work low him legally work papining to see how much when him number of long politician he read him something yeah. None.
This is the fallen law. It is coming in to rob us again. But I don't want my men to go back to square one again. This la AVG and been born times la 15 to 25,000 Bougainvilleans have been killed inside the war. So no, I mean simple. It's not simple papa mama. Now beginning, you start the whole like ground here. But you must have no lawyer. Parliament sitting. Na all leaders, finance minister, all to consent. Panguna mining, I must reopen. Na I must boost in this economic recovery from Bougainville. Me talk online lo me, or kisim time stop. Me say stop no new rapper. We me resettlement from BCL. So you know ka duk sabe. Na suppose you play like a kill up impact. This la panguna mine. Na this la manera, this la life no by stop was semana. But minister kira me talk. Now imigat kubla load of mining. Innocent before. People because the door emblem colonial. Now em new day. So we got this kubla no stop. And by protecting Mokita Sadeno, and by protecting you. So you by Tokora Panguna mine it must reopen. So do you think those people are aware of that law that you are telling us here?
No, God. Nothing.
Time from crucifixing being come from Roma, me being pray. I brought me image clear. Rong para something me no know looking. That's what I'm reading Bible or something from Lotu, me can. Long time me stop on school too. Maybe long in Visravoti. Genesis chapter 1, 28. God he make him ground. God he make him good for a talk. Bron give him strong wrongor. And me talk him more or same. You pera he must come up plenty. Na ego sendan long orogeta half belong ground. Na bossy morogeta something is stop wrong end. We probably winning fight because from this talk. Genesis chapter 1 verse 28.
I usually would tell people, the harder you go, you are going to find something precious inside. My whole idea came about in 1989 at the tip of Bougainville crisis. At that time, these BRS were saying that they were fighting to safeguard our environment. So gave me an idea of starting to plant these trees. The people started to make comments saying that maybe I was going crazy or something like that, because they never saw this thing before. But I planted more than 1 million at the States. I produced about 2,000 varieties of seeds. My idea is to start setting up this network with our farmers. This is my eagle tree. I realized that it wasn't good just for the coconut plants to be alone, like monocase crops or something like that. So then I started to develop this area into a multi-case cropping section. In the near future, we are going to revive all this that was been lost. Yeah. I created this center so that the people can start looking after their own resources in a more sustainable way, and then get their own source of income by setting up their own projects back at home. Just last year, 40 students graduated with their certificates. At the moment, I'm struggling because of the financial side. I think ABC itself is blind towards whatever the activities that we are innovating. They never go to the rural areas to try and assist the people.
Now, what do you be gonna mau to my? Oh, kakumi, la puta.
What's wrong? What's wrong with the way I am, the way I used to be?
Luki medico puta, ay, medico puta, e mi raula ni ubele silo, medico puta, Luki medico puta,
You act like a foreigner. You used to be cultured.
CRA and education. In my travels about Bougainville, I endeavored to discover whether there was anything in the territory's educational programs that would serve, indirectly, to dispose natives favorably or otherwise to CRA-like enterprises in the territory. It occurred to me that instruction that would feature the study of the economics of nationhood in general, or of the recent histories of developing nations in particular, might serve to demonstrate to students that real political independence requires economic independence as well, and that economic independence requires capital and highly skilled technicians.
So this, the town, everything now is come back to the land on us. Now, I feel that I'm back in my own land and I'm back in my own country. During the crisis, sometimes we always come down that, that's the water supply main thing. There we used to come down that way and then come to the town. Sometimes we always use the mountain range there, then come, then go down to the sea, then from the beachfront we always come in because all the end of the town, they always guarded by the Papua New Guinea Defense Force. Before, I feel that I'm a stranger here because I always come by night and, act like a rascal or thief or I don't know what, criminal. But that's what I was doing because I was fighting for my freedom. Yeah. That's the goalkeeper for Pagoda Metals. Goalkeeper is training. Hey you! This place is called Country Club. Golf, golf, you know, golf. They play golf here. Beer shops. The SP, they are South Pacific beer. That stands for stupid people. Because when you drink the beer SP, you're going to act stupid. So SP, it stands for South Pacific, but that's mean also stupid people. Bank of South Pacific, just beside the police station. And on the other side is the supermarket for BCL, Bougainville Copper Limited. This one. And in front there is White House. That's only two White House in the wall. One is in Bougainville and one is in America, Washington, D.C. Two White House in the wall. And this one has been all destroyed. That's called White House. People, they don't know.
I'm sort of a little disappointed because you don't consider this thing here important.
I don't eat all these things. And I don't know what they do with all these things too. I already know about Cow, taro, yam, and sweet potato, and so forth, you name it. This one, I don't know. I don't know the importance of it too. So that's the truth of this island. They're going to sign it, get the money, nobody will make anything. Because we have ate enough already. Before Christ, after Christ, and then we are here now. The mining, it doesn't give you anything. Only thing it gives us is bloodshed, pain.
Well, that's why we need to fix this, throw it out.
This one is just a paper, like what I tell. I can break it and throw it out. Yeah. Law that made by men, you can change it in the twinkling of an eye. Bang, you change it. But the law of the nature, you cannot put it back. So live by the law of the nature.
What if a government uses it to bring in mining companies?
We're going to strike them. We're going to strike them.
Why you making money?
We're going to strike them. Once we strike the head, that's the end of it. Only one single bullet need to shut down whatever superpower that come in. You are on the holy land, holy island, and the treasure island of the King Solomon. And this is where the what's this final countdown of this world is going to be addressed from.
On moonless nights, sitting down on the steps of my house, while the stars sparkling in the sky, the memories of the lost ones slowly grabs my heart in despair, and it causes me to tremble and tremble. I close my eyes so hard to divert my mind for other things, but the truth is, the darkness is still waiting.
Recommendations for a more systematic supply of intelligence to CRA. For the 3 areas I am recommending for deeper study, no specific action is required on the part of CRA. Plans are made to send 3 of my students to these areas in the near future. The students in question will be able to pursue their investigations more satisfactorily without any evident connection with CRA. My second recommendation involves the employment of a man to be stationed on the island. One whose main job will be to collect, evaluate, and collate intelligence and pass it on to CRA management. I do have 1 or 2 possible candidates for the job in question, but prefer to discuss them verbally, for obvious reasons. Concerning the territory as a whole, I recommend that 2 kinds of action be taken. First, the mobilization of relevant scholarly resources, and secondly, the appointment of an agent to be based in Port Moresby. Again, I have some suggestions about possible candidates for such a position, but prefer to discuss them verbally.
My brother, my big brother, is that you who's making that sound? If I could only locate your whereabouts, I can bring your bones home and bury them close by so that whenever I think of you, I will drop flowers by your side, just to wash away the pain down in my heart. My brother, my big brother, Father died worrying about you, cause you were so innocent to die like that. And now you are gone forever. Oh my brother, my big brother, I miss you so much, but what can I do? Because the darkness is still waiting.
But I do believe that one day the darkness will fade away and we will see the new dawn of a freedom. New dawn of a freedom. On that day, the freedom will shine in the colors of the rainbow. On that day, the freedom will shine from every mountain top. The freedom will wash away every stain in our hearts. The freedom will wipe away every tear that falls of sorrow. The freedom will wash away the pain and heal our wounds. People will shout the freedom song with the cry of the warriors. The prisoners from behind bars will come out dancing with their hands held high as they can, waving for the freedom has come. Every man and women will shout the freedom song with the cry of the warriors. The patriots of the war and the innocent lost souls that have been waiting for the darkness to fade away will shake the old lead. For the Lord has given us the everlasting freedom paid for by our loved ones.
if we get a few more of these mines, New Guinea will be self-sufficient and in a very good position. So that is our interest mainly. I think the people will eventually see it.
Thank you for the magnificent welcome that you have given to me and my delegation from Australia. It is important that we reflect on what happened in the Bougainville conflict over those 10 long years. As Foreign Minister of Australia, I come here as a friend. This is my second visit to Bougainville. I love this country. The roads take a very long time to get from Buka to Arawa, so I'm sorry that you've had to wait so long. As neighbours with Papua New Guinea, with New Zealand, we all must work together for peace and greater prosperity.
Speak the truth always, child, and nothing but the truth. Tell the truth the first time, for if you tell a lie the first time, then you will tell a lad's lie the second time. Then you will tell a lad's lie the third time. Then you will tell the largest lie the fourth time, to cover up for the 3 lies you told. So God help you, child.
Now, Papua New Guinea has, my last count was 9 mines that are operating. The hospitals are still empty. What kind of independent country is that? The teachers have not been paid. The classrooms are empty. What kind of independent country is that? PNG is still highly dependent on international aid. Australia is a major donor. What kind of independent country is this? When you think about independence, what comes to your mind? Mitokimi, Giramblami, I'm independent.
I was in the government, Mr. Law Cabinet. Now, I was part of the process to pass the bill. Any homegrown law, it's a homegrown law, unique. Suppose me mining minister, but I'm thinking good or something. But you need to get a copy of the mining law and make your judgment. One time presentation law, Dr. But long talk also only mokim have. It's not true.
Former Minister, if this is homegrown, how come 100 of these people wanted imprisonment, wanted fines? Tell me this. None of you would have put fine terms from 1 million kina to 150,000 kina. Who in his right mind among you would have 1 million kina? Who?
Consultation were held. Mining department around the region, working on consultation along something people, even people from Panguna, they were involved. Okay. Mining department is spending tribal money, go out working consultation.
If you got plenty consultation in the Kamaka Panguna, why is there great opposition to reopen it and against the mining act?
Thank you. 1 plus something. Milay ni lolo kieta. Online lo send is imposed. They will agree here. Narablatay or sanaplo hap ke. Narablatay or sanaplo hap. That's why it's taking too long to. But gaman, like bulldozer and people are alright. I'm not by open.
I think what is important is the fine print, the text. What is actually written in the law? What is the truth? If what Ruth is saying is true, then we need to believe her. But if you have read otherwise, then you need to convince us.
We've come out of so conflict and I don't want us to hate ourselves again. You plan now or line of Panguna. Governed by waiting to orai bro you plan. Lo em stapinis by Halvin Yumi, by Gavin Yumi, by Alvin Yumi lo open mind suppose online on as agree. Suppose lo ka. And that's all.
Now, it's a technical document, meaning this is not unique. This is the same thing they do all over the world, but maybe because of the experience on Bougainville, the act has to be stronger. They don't want another Bougainville crisis. They are going to be prepared for it. And so you are going to see a bigger war.
Papa God, thank you, Papa God, because we believe you have given us the land. Thieves will be driven out. Your spirit will move from the north to the south. Oh Lord, to the regions, to the nation. Papa God, all the provinces. Brooklyn screw along you. All the tribes, oh God. Every language is, oh God. Papa God, this the gold, the silver, and the precious stones in this land belongs to you. You number one land owner. We are honest stewards. Therefore, we present our lives before you, God. We confess our sins before you, God. Even the sins of our forefathers. Even the sin of the nation, God. Mibla brukim loblo yo. Mibla brukim toglo yo. Father God, we have fought against each other. The foreigners, Papa God, infiltrate because of our wickedness, because of our sin, oh God. Therefore, we pray.
Lingana mrindos mingori. Berantara manu miring kebi monomari. Darugong. Berantara manu kan si pako humau kona ukongkong. Tabu kona nu. Berani nama ya family ko 6 pala. Berani nama nanu masika silana. Beraro ko ano ko apu tabu kona nu ko. Nanapay. Naungkana ko tabu ko ari. Nanapay ngoro ko meriau ko. Berate nanu. Tabu ko nando akirini ni kate ka tabu ko gunga toro itana. Wa ko na ikirong ko tabu ko mananama. Ira mananu masikana naru. Stone wara ko ite ka paru. Amini ka meu peu no ka te ka. Pero baka namo ni nila maya ka o ampia. Pero kana pia pangkai. Kamane luksabe ameria ni na maya. Ira mambaka namo ni. Yang kotorora vaina kopia morioto. Uang piaru. Makani ngebampur yang kangen naruwa. Pero bakana ko anak pia morioto. Nariam pia makanos. Tambarate basino.
Sacrifice. Self-sacrifice, family sacrifice, clan sacrifice, tribe sacrifice, Bougainville sacrifice. With these words,
belum barata belum yang Benedict Benaki. So young, even thinking by joining BRA. Walaupun sudah sama lo Araba, mama belum yami. So na true, bukan milisiman. We waited, but our commanders told no making my life long, finding body belonging. They bring me come back. Long me to belong inside the bus. All hearts me play with all the stuff belonging. We kept on praying. We were like asking our commanders to commanders. Or someone the all finding. Waited. I didn't know what wrong was something come up na. Tulang mama even so true na. I'm been sick now. Na last plato to give me time like that inside lo bullshit. Beginning. Me by losing me plan now. Suppose semana, but you must find Barata Blue and bring me come back. Long Perez, long dupla. And then blow you know more, Peter. Let me give me one plain name, or call it Narundane, meaning being one. I was so bogged down with that weight me in Galo Barata. So me is fighting Mambla. Sabe Mambla, ukulele long boost. I made up the song. Somewhere on sea, see with narrows, igloo, close to long grave, my brother sleeps, and long sea, see with narrows, igloo, close to long grave. My brother said, tears, now roses, cry belong. Tears, now roses, face belong. Meeting, face belong.
We have destroyed everything, during the crisis, but we will rebuild it again. Most of the people too in the world, they always talk about God. Where is God? They say up in heaven and there. Nobody knows where it goes, God. Where God lives and all this. But this is a mystery. And that mystery is hidden with the so-called common people. It's not with the people who stay on the I Covenant and all this. Just with the common people, low-profile people. Independent, it don't mean anything to me. Because I'm depending on myself. So only thing I want is sovereignty. Because I already depend on myself. Sovereignty to recognize me, who am I?
This bridge within Bougainville Island. If you destroy Bougainville, you are trying to destroy the heart of the world. Everything will be extinct. You can believe my words or you don't believe my words, but that is how I see it, and I believe it with my conscience, with my heart. This is reality that I am talking about. It's not just a dream.
Mama, mitri man, you me go back, long place long you me. Oh, say one name, long or resources, long you me walk and build, you me sex, long money. You me not in good. Behind time, by you me go where. By you me go where behind. Bush from me, mountain from me, water from me, Nambis from me, go back around.